Hello and welcome to my review of Supergirl number 40, written by Jody Houser with art by Rachel Stott. And this Supergirl book, since Brian Michael Bendis came to DC and made the book get canceled and then brought back where Mark Andreyko was writing it at first, now Jody Houser, this book has been handcuffed by other stories. People who are buying this book for Supergirl have had to deal with other stories instead of just getting Supergirl to have her own stories throughout. You ended up starting out with the Rogol-Zar stuff with Brian Michael Bendis. Then the book just became an infected book, and really nobody seemed to know what to do with Kara. She ended up going to Smallville at first to show them how, Superman was weak. Then she got attacked by the government. They ended up getting her infected more with kryptonite that was affecting the powers and all this. And then it just kind of devolved to being just a fight and a yelling back and forth between Supergirl and Wonder Woman. Now, the biggest problem with this issue is it comes out a week after the finale of Hell Arisen, which showed us what ends up happening to the infected. I won't spoil it, but really not much. And so with this Supergirl issue coming out the week after you can't do anything in this book. It doesn't matter because you have to reset everything to get it in line then with the Hell Arisen. And I agree with Wonder Woman right there. This book is a monstrosity. This book should not have been on the shelf for people who are Supergirl fans to put their hard-earned money down to get, because nothing happens in this book except resetting it to get to Hell Arisen. And really all it ends up being is Supergirl and Wonder Woman fighting, Wonder Woman telling Supergirl, come on, you're better than that, you're alone, I get you, and Supergirl just saying, you don't get me, I hate you, I'm going to infect everyone. We've had this for issue after issue, and it just goes on and on. And the art is great. I love Rachel Stott's art, and I'm not blaming Jody Houser. This is the job she had to do, but I believe the way this is going and the way she's been handcuffed as well, it is just a job. There is nothing here that feels like any heart was put into it, any care. It's just to get it reset for Hell Arisen. So as you're going, you're just going to get some cliched stuff. Wonder Woman with her compassion, but then she gets to get a couple kicks and punches in as well, as Supergirl just keeps fighting back and saying, I'm infected, I'm better, I'm evolved, you're going to get this, I'm going to fight you, as Wonder Woman just begs her, please, please, I understand you, I understand. It just ends up being giant fights. And the whole idea of this is Supergirl does think that she is the person who's going to save everyone. Now, all of a sudden, she wants to save Smallville. She was going back to kind of show them what's what. Then she was going to save them. Now she's back to wanting to save them. But the problem is they don't want to be saved. Even Crypto jumps in to stop Supergirl, which does make her stop a little. I guess that, you have Crypto, a little moment here. Streaky was not around. Streaky didn't show up to try to lend a hand either. But this whole idea of, am I doing the right thing? I want to save Smallville. It just ends up, again, becoming just the Grinch that saved. It's the Grinch. It's Supergirl as the Grinch.
But this sound wasn't glad. This sound sounded mad. Every person in Smallville, the small and the tall, were bitching and hoping Wonder Woman would heed their call. She hadn't saved the town. They didn't want to be infected at all. And Supergirl with her tattered cape and spikes for all to see stood puzzling and puzzling. They're terrified of me.
Yes, they're terrified of her. She realizes that for the 80th time in this arc. And then remembers back, oh man, I was just with the Batman who laughs, but he made me into a juggalo, and then now they just see me as a clown, and then they don't want me anymore. So, as Supergirl likes to do, she takes off to head to the sun. She's going to go and get the sun, and that will cure her. That'll cure her of the kryptonite, then that'll cure her of the infection. This is what she hopes. Crypto is going to go with her. Supergirl says, no, you can't come. So then Crypto licks her, possibly getting hepatitis. Who knows? And she goes off to go into the sun, which is actually a pretty cool call out to the Red Daughter of Krypton story in the New 52 when she became a Red Lantern. And if you didn't read that, she ended up having to go into the sun to grow a heart, maybe 3 times as big at that point. But yeah, she ends up then not getting to do that because she can't, because it doesn't matter. She has to get reset to go to Hell Arisen, which means she's got to get her other look, other costume, which only is that explained that the Batman Who Laughs kind of pays attention out of nowhere again and ends up controlling her to smash into Earth, getting back her Juggalo paint and her costume. And then that is it. Yep, she's a clown again, off to go to the Hell Arisen finale that has already happened. This book is just ridiculous. It's ridiculous, this issue, this whole infected arc, and some of the other books that had to deal with the infected, namely the Hawkman book. Robert Venditti ended up trying to do something, and a lot of people loved it. This book seemed like it was never trying to do anything with the story. It was just a placeholder, just happening to have a Supergirl book out there. But the more important thing was the Hell Arisen, the infected thing. So this was just shoved aside, but yet people are buying it. People are Supergirl fans, and it's a shame. And the whole thing, and like I said, you had Steve Orlando in Rebirth, Supergirl. Again, not everybody loved it, but at least it was a Supergirl story. Brian Michael Bendis came, the book stopped, you end up going and it coming back, Rogozar infected. It never got to tell its own story. It's been ridiculous. It's one of the worst things that has happened at DC in the last couple of years in my mind, having fans of a character just end up having to deal with other things besides their favorite character because of that, even with the art. I think this is ridiculous that this came out and was actually, people had to buy it. This should have been given out for free from DC. It's ridiculous. I'm giving it a 2.5 out of 10. And I'm telling you, that includes 4 for art. If you get my drift, but that's that. I am getting angry. I don't want to get angry, but here we go. That's it. So if you like this video, if you agree or disagree, let me know in the comments. If you like it below. Subscribe to the channel. I gotta get my wits together. Also, you can look at the description of this video and all the videos that we do so that you can see all these links to everything weird science, podcast, websites, maybe dating apps. I don't know. But thanks, everybody. And I hope you enjoyed this, and I'll talk to you later.